stop that momentum. But it's a lot of pressure on the TB though. He's the one who has to do building damage in this team. He's basically the only real building damage.
You see the smoke right out the gate coming up from both of these teams. And again, they're both tied currently for the second place. We do have the potential for quite a few tiebreakers, depending on how this game goes, and one of the others, but...
Indeed. I have to correct myself. He's not the only building damage. Baboka has the arsonist facet on Batrider support, so he's gonna be burning down some of these towers as well. 35% damage to buildings.
You can see some posturing coming out, dropping wards right on top of wards. The usual start here.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, both teams sticking to their side of the river so far. We see G2.iG trying to play for perhaps both top and bottom.
Perhaps just checking out the vision situation. So what lane, if we take a look at like these matchups and whatnot, what has the highest probability for, you know, snowballing, I suppose?
For me, it's always the Enchantress lanes almost. We'll see what Whitemon can deliver on his Ench, but this hero can be so oppressive in the early game. And a good start here for G2.iG as they managed to snag the triple rune here. A lot of bounty gold.
So what does that do for their percentage win rate, right? Because there's always the...
I think just 3 is like a pretty small increase, but it helps. It's comfortable to have a little bit of extra gold. But if you get all 4 of them, that's a big blow. Because you always, you know, you take away gold as well. It's not just about the 40 extra you get.
All right, well, Whitemon and Pure down here in the bottom lane, going up against JT's Kunkka, and of course Boboka over on the Batrider. Going to be seeing these sticky napalm stacks, I'm sure, coming out.
Yeah, he'll do his best to harass the Enchantress, but overall, Pure should be pretty happy to be farming in this lane. Don't think he should struggle too much. An ice on the mid lane, 3 denies on the first creep wave here by the puck. Good start against nothing to say.
Yeah, I don't anticipate like really much for fights super early until we get some levels online.
Yeah, it's probably mostly going to be trading back and forth. Bottom lane again, the one that I want to keep the most of an eye on, see how they can play around the blocks and if Ench gets creeps. But every lane is just slapping each other right now. We have Omni Knight as well, using the Hammer of Purity on top lane, just kind of trading away. You see spells just being thrown.
Is there any potential for any interesting builds to come out in this game?
I'll think about which heroes might have... Oh, Morphling. Yeah, stay safe here as the Torrent comes out, but it wasn't aimed for him.
Going after Whitemon. I was a little surprised that Whitemon didn't begin the laning with the magic stick, just because when you're up against a Batrider, it seems like something you should definitely have. But of course, does have those little healing sprites, so the Nature's Attendants will be able to just keep him healthy as long as he doesn't get too far out of position.
Yeah, sometimes if you show up with magic stick, then the Batriders just skill W and E instead. So it could be that you just want a reliable build that's always good. I've seen a lot of no sticky napalm builds as well.
Nothing to say, sitting quite low right now. It does have the bottle being sent out right now. There's some water runes available.
Well, Thompson wants to go for the double, but he messed it up a little bit, so it doesn't get both the water runes.
I feel like rune control is going to be incredibly important in this game when you have a puck and a Queen of Pain.
Oh yeah. Yeah, very important for both these heroes. And cheeky Thompson. I like how he's just going into tower over and over for no reason other than the fact that he can dodge the tower attacks. He's just having some fun.
That's what Dota's all about. Some people would say it's all about winning, but I'm a big proponent of the idea Dota should be fun.
Yeah.
Slacks thinks I'm a maniac for saying that usually, but...
I mean, if you have fun, you usually play better. That's what a lot of TI winners have said as well. You gotta play and have fun, gotta be in a good mood, otherwise you can't play at your best.
That's true. A little bit more harass coming out on Pure and Boboka. It's interesting how they're able to like really split this harass in this lane and seeing a lot of pressure being placed onto Pure from JT, but at the same time Boboka really trying to like separate the Enchantress as often as possible, so it becomes more of a 1v1 between the two of them.
I think slowly but surely G2.iG are kind of winning bottom lane. The harass of the Tidebringer is starting to build up over time here, even though Morphling is very tanky. the Batrider has done a great job of dealing with the Eng, so Eng not really being too much of a nuisance here.
And you usually assume that, you know, the Enchantress is going to be the one who's going to be bullying pretty hard, but this time it definitely feels like Whitemon doesn't feel as confident necessarily.
Yeah, he got his unblock on the small camp now, but we see a body block coming in from Baboka. Gonna run in and prevent that again. Actually gonna deward the sentry as well as block again.
A little bit of a pause. Check in with the top lane. I feel like we've looked at mid, we've looked at bottom, but haven't really looked at the guys up here. Also important to note that Saksa is, of course, standing in. He's also leapt forward. Beautiful. Look at that. Poetry in motion.
TI and Saksa on his post for Mirana. That's some memories right there for sure. He's used this one before. It's a great success. And so far, they're doing pretty well on top lane. 23-6 versus the 20-3 on the TV. Taking a lot of damage on the tower.
Yeah, it's a little scary up here. Blood grenade gets used. Ramsey's chasing him down. And there it is. Saksa getting the first blood on Monet. And they're still just chasing after X Nova. They have the Dragon Tail. Don't have... Oh, there we go. There's going to be enough if you can get close enough. Can we get lucky? Get the second little drop.
A Breathe Fire will take him down.
All
Don't
right.
even need the arrow. The 2-point Starstorm proves to be very strong here, using the healing Lotus as well to be able to dive like this. And Omni Knight so close to his level 3 there before the TB dies, but could not get a point into the Repel or one more Impurification to save him.
Yeah, definite good start here for Tundra.
I think it's a hard lane for TB to do any damage to the Dragon Knight.
But they're
You see
just
the
jumping
dive.
on Whitemon with this rotation. Monet just dies again. Now he's got to walk back, Waga. That always feels awful.
Fantastic job coming up here top by Whitemon, joining in for this tower dive, securing that they get the kill. And they don't have a way to punish because Queen, she's just running back to base, doesn't have her level 6 yet as well. It's too early, this aggression coming out.
And again, that's the power of the Enchantress. We talked about how, you know, bottom lane was feeling a little uncomfortable. That's a little scary there over on Pure, just waveforming forward like that. He's going to try to toggle his way through, but a little bit
Slowly
spooky.
going down.
They've got the X off on him. Dragged back into the torrent. They have the damage, though. Yes, they do.
He tries to stay alive, but you're losing more and more of your armor as you go into the strength. 6-minute rune control coming in. Both of Tundra's supports are here to check the top rune. If it spawns bottom, nothing to say. We'll get a little bit of a blessing there.
And are they going to try to make anything happen? This looks like nothing to say. Looking at that bounty rune potentially. Does make his way over. They want to alleviate some of this pressure.
I forgot about this. Okay, I need to correct myself. I said that he was dodging tower attacks for no real reason, but I forgot about the innate on Puck now that gives the mana based on disjointed attacks. So he's actually using the tower to disjoint attacks all the time during laning stage. Very sneaky.
Good. Still have
Mana
nothing
and
to say
HP.
hanging out down here in the bottom lane. Looking at Pure potentially. He's already had a difficult time. He's getting baited.
Oh, he
Winds
tries.
up, jumps forward, and that's gonna be a little Morphling. He's gonna have to waddle his way back to lane.
Man, he was fast on the reaction there with the attribute shift, but only 1 point into it. Not quite fast enough to morph up. And top lane, we see X Nova getting too close here, as TB has completely retreated into a jungle. Something TB can easily do and farms very fast in jungle, but this tower is falling. Dragon Knight and Enchantress. That tower is not long for this world.
No, they're making excellent rotations on the side of Tundra, for sure.
What are those auto attacks from Ramsey's Dragon Knight? They look so weird. Yeah, it's the Dota Millionaire projectiles coming out. I'm too poor to look at it.
Gonna see X Nova filling up the bottle here for nothing to say. Interesting that we've seen the one rotation come out from nothing to say. I guess, you know, Thompson's working towards an item before he decides to go for any sort of rotations here, but I feel like his team probably would love to have him start activating a little bit more along with them.
Yeah, it's mostly bottom lane. If they can prevent the bottom tier 1 from falling now, that would be huge. Looks like the power rune is gonna get checked here by X Nova, and nothing to say again on bottom. It will get the shield rune as well for Queen. But other than that, they're pretty happy just farming away. If Puck is just farming and building up items, Dragon Knight gets strong. It's like we saw yesterday. You get 3 strong heroes just farming away. Then you scale very well into the late game. And right now, TB is just very far behind, trailing behind the other cores.
I mean, he got forced out of lane really, really early. With that rotation from the Enchantress, makes it very difficult. Still level 5 on Mirana. Got the Dream Coil available if they want to try to make anything happen. They're gonna poke a little bit at Nothing to Say, but won't go for a full committal.
Yeah,
X Nova standing nearby. Still level 4 on the Omni Knight.
I see Kunkka looking for a grab here. Can get slowed down, rooted by the troll. Not willing to give up their tower mid. They feel strong and want to defend this, but it's not that easy against Dream Coil plus Dragon Knight right behind it.
I mean, I love the way that Tundra's playing this because they're, they're putting pressure on the mid lane without fully, having to commit to it. And it makes it very spooky, right? Because they want to protect this tower. If this tower goes down, it makes it so much harder for Monet to be able to farm safely.
Yeah, just throwing question marks at it, making sure the opponents are there, keeping them honest. They can't just have one hero going mid and defending against this. So good reactions by G2.iG, but at the same time, nothing was really wasted for Tundra. They're back to farming, clearing some ancient and big camp stacks. Same thing going over on G2.iG with Kunkka, looking to build towards a Spirit Vessel Rush. This is a build we've seen on Kunkka mid a lot in the past, and it's been very effective, especially against heroes like Dragon Knight and Morphling, even Enge.
Mid tower goes down.
Courtesy of the Dark Troll Summoner coming in. Bottom rune again.
Still chasing after Nothing to Say. Have to be careful because Boboka is here, and so is X Nova. So Thompson dropping the Dream Coil, but in comes Ramses. They found themselves Nothing to Say. They'll get the kill on him, and now Thompson though will end up dying to all the Firefly coming out from Boboka. Need a little bit more damage, and they just don't have it because he's able to fly to the high ground.
That high ground miss there, so close. So close to getting a Batraya kill as well, but they'll happily take it, getting the kill on the Queen of Pain there. Queen got bursted, didn't have a chance to use his magic wand and fairy fire there. I thought he would get them out, but just barely unable to as the Dragon Knight stun prevented him.
They're still putting the pressure on. I like this. I like the way that they're playing quite aggressively. In fact, look at this, right underneath the tower. Ramsey does not care, has the arrow to back him up from Sax. So the teleport's going to come out from Boboka, so not quite able to finish him off, but I'm sure enough to give X Nova a little fright.
Yeah, definitely. And they're trying to take over the area in general, just being very oppressive here. At least bottom tower is cleared out, so G2.iG getting some space down here that TB can rotate towards and start enjoying farm. Also interesting to note is that Queen of Pain going for an Orchid build this game, so he wants to play on a timing that Silence is going to be fantastic before Manta, before BKB, before Dispels comes out. It's fantastic against all the cores inside of Tundra. But it does mean that once the Orchid is completed, he has to activate hard.
So it's quite interesting too, because we talked about how Nothing to Say going to be able to activate early on, put that pressure onto the side of Tundra. But I would say that Tundra, like, again, Thompson still, he's farming up. He's going to have the Witchblade soon. But a lot of the pressure that's been applied is really coming out from Whitemon with this Enchantress paired up with Saxa on his Mirana.
Yeah, the supports have done a great job so far on the side of Tundra. They're reading the map very well, even moving in towards mid now, trying to slow down this Queen.
They do have their Omni Knight right nearby, and it feels like X Nova has just been behind Nothing to Say this entire time.
Yeah, he's playing the role of being the saver. You don't really look for any kills, you look to counter-initiate, and did a good job there, wasting the Dream Coil by using the Repel. So that puts a little bit of a timer before Puck can really get any kills, but did find himself an Arcane Rune on Thompson, so with Witchblade complete and Arcane Rune as well, he is looking pretty strong right now. I love the way he keeps continuously refilling his mana by just walking under tower like this. It's a neat little trick that a lot of the Puck players I've been watching have not been abusing this to this extent.
A little bit of a smoke coming out from the side of G2.iG. Looking for a hunt. Would love to get some of those Spirit Vessel charges. They have the level 6 online for the Omni now.
Yeah, still 1,000 gold away from the Orchid on Queen though, so...
Oh, they scan. They immediately know. They're like, people are missing.
Good read, very good read. And Morphling safely just backing away to his Ancients now. He knows that's a very long rotation if they come over.
G2.iG. Looking for a hunt. Would love to get some of those Spirit Vessel charges. They have the level 6 online for the Omni now.
Yeah, still 1,000 gold away from the Orchid on Queen though, so...
Oh, they scan. They immediately know. They're like, people are missing.
Good read, very good read. And Morphling safely just backing away to his Ancients now. He knows that's a very long rotation. If they come over to this Ancient camp, you know, it might not even be worth the kill.
They scan and they find Monet. They've got the smoke. They've got a blink on Ramses. This is spooky right here. Meet it, hop forward, get the stun off, follow up with the silence, and he's just gone like that in a flash. I cancel out that TP that was headed over.
Tons of magic damage. That's Terrablade's worst nightmare in the early game. Getting ganked by all these heroes with AoE spells. Both him and his Lucian goes down so fast.
Now they're trying to go for the courier. There's nothing on it just yet for nothing to say, but...
Yeah. And also 20 seconds for the Wisdom Rune, so we can already see Whitemon just taking over the area. He has the Watcher, and he's sitting on it, just waiting 20 seconds until the spawn.
Nova sitting on the low ground, has to be careful, but they do have 3 heroes for both. Go with that Solar Flare, open up the Dream Coil, jump in, beautiful Waning Rift with that silence, nothing to say. It's just got not a game here at all. As Boboka, though, jumps onto the back lines, finds himself Thompson, drags him back. They need to find a way to keep him alive. Whitemon trying to heal him, but look at Thompson. He's got no fear. He hops forward. Soxa on the back lines, fighting off with Monet. They need a couple more clicks. The Sunder comes out over to Whitemon, but he's still able to keep healing up. The problem is there's just too many heroes, but they'll finish off Boboka. They'd love to get themselves a little bit more here, but it's not looking too good as Thompson is going to try to just move himself away. He's got the orb. It just feels like this is so calculated and calm on his part, as Ramses is just clearing up a creep wave over here on the side.
Thompson, that first initiation there was so beautiful to get that 3-man coil and silence without having a blink dagger. Even going in for a TV right now.
Ramses? I mean, he's poking on the back lines. He knows that Monet's not going to have that Sunder, and just like that, the patience wears off. That feels just so calculated. He
isolates the Omni Knight in a great way there. The way he swooped around. Oh, nothing to say.
He wants more. He's looking. He's like, anybody home? Anybody want to play with me? I need a little bit more gold for my blink dagger.
Yeah, he's right in their face.
JT. Slime's Waning Rift now does have quite a few people nearby. They went for the arrow. A little bit late on that. Still manages to connect. Now Thompson, oh, nothing to say. In the position. Gets his revenge. As they'll chase down Ramses now. Should be able to get that kill too. So finding 2 nice kills in retribution, but still not out of the woods yet.
That was good punishment there. They needed this. Use the blink dagger from the Batrider as well. Even if he didn't have the lasso, it's enough that he just goes in there. He can actually catch the Enchantress now.
Yeah, they found themselves a friend. The Centaur tries to get the stomp off, does manage, but it's just one lonely Enchantress with 4 heroes. What can you do?
Yeah, it goes down quickly, and we see a Spirit Vessel starting to pay dividends here for Kunkka as well. Once he got the earn charges and start using it aggressively, adds so much damage into these fights.
Now, the thing I'm concerned about here is the fact that Pure has basically not had to come to any of these fights. He's just been allowed to hit creeps. He's got himself the Midas. He's gonna have the Manta soon.
Yeah, the Manta is already gonna be online very soon, and the Orchid just completed for the Queen, so she won't really find too much of a window here to go punish the Morphling. Only 700 gold to go for the Manta. So that window is closing soon.
Radiant are scanning.
Let's see. Manta's going to be coming in fairly soon for Monet. Has the Agnum Shard queued up.
400 gold for the Dragonite Black King bar as well, so he's going to be ready to join fights even more confidently. He's already been leading the way, but with a BKB and a Blink Dagger, he can truly act as the initiator.
Nothing to say. It feels like well, this is pushing right here in the mid lane. It's like he wants to make moves on Thompson. They've used that Metamorphosis over in the mid lane. You can see that one little center. Ah, he gets the deny.
It's funny how Nothing to Say was waiting. He didn't kill this courier. He stood next to the courier for a very long time because he knows the courier doesn't see him. So he was just waiting for someone to come D-ward, but finally he kills the courier.
They see Pure up top. They would love this. Nothing to Say. Blinks forward, immediately waveforms. No way to really cancel this this TP. So he's out in time, but looks like Soxa on the wrong side of the river right now. So we'll end up being the consolation prize.
That was the one chance he had on Queen to maybe get the Morphling there. If he connected properly, maybe he could have burst him, but now the Morphling Manta style is in hand. The courier is going to get the delivery.
Yeah, BKB's picked up now for the Dragon Knight, so Tundra continues to have very good momentum, as now it looks like the team's pretty much grouped up, aside from the Varana, who obviously, you know, took a little trip back to the fountain, but...
It's rough. Every single core now has a way to dispel the silence. The Yule Scepter on the Puck, the BKB on the DK if you should need it, and of course the Manta style. So this timing, I just fear the Orchid may have been a little bit of a miss this game. It's an item you really need to get early and get the ganks going.
Yeah, Queen feels like a very feast or famine kind of hero, and unfortunately just did not get the start that they wanted.
Mid lane might look for Saksa here.
We'll go grab Saksa. Pops in here. Thinking about going in. Just silenced up though after that Dream Coil. And there it is. There's that Solar Flare. Lots of damage. Nothing to say. Just absolutely melts. Tried to go for the arrow over onto Boboka, but he's pretty fast. Need to follow up. In comes Pierre though. He's gonna make sure that they get that kill. And now X Nova. Oh my goodness. He's just gone.
Melting so fast. Great jump at first, it looked like, but it didn't really work out as the reaction is there from Tundra. All of them in the vicinity, able to join up and turn the fight around. And now eyeing up 2 towers at once. See Ramses going bottom for a tier 2, and meanwhile mid tier 2 is already down.
Ramses has been there, like... I've been watching him just hit the tower, and like no one's like, we don't want to deal with him. We just don't. Yeah, so they get that tower, I'm sure they rotate, perhaps, go to the bottom area since they... already have put the damage down, and I'm not sure. Oh, this is a little spooky here. JT teleporting in very forward. They've got Monet kind of on this, like, side angle. They're looking to go in, making the moves over onto Pure. They've got the Spirit Vessels, gonna use the Manta. Nice still silenced up, though. It's gonna get tossed right back again. There's just so much damage. They'll be able to get the kill on this Morphling.
He held that Orchid for a long time there, waited perfectly for the Manta style to be used, and then he couldn't wait for him out. That's a nice kill for them, turning around what was otherwise a pretty snowbally early game here for Tundra. It is 12 for 10 in kills, which looks very even, but the 5k lead even after that fight tells a different story.
Go for a little bit of a scan. You can see that everyone's really tightly grouped together over on the side of G2.iG. That's the Agnum Scepter for a Kanka.
I'd like to nominate that Thompson is in danger here. I saw that Tundra's favorite item is Bracer, and I see Bracers on every hero except for this Puck. You need one token Bracer hero, you get fired from the team, sir. And the triple Bracer on Saksa. He's waiting 5 minutes, then we get to 25 minutes. He's going to get huge. Yeah, they always were a stat-loving team.
I wonder if X Nova's Spidey sense is tingling.
Yeah, he's sitting around. He knows that the Wisdom Rune is spawning, but also senses this gang coming in. Queen is going and stealing the other Wisdom Rune meanwhile.
See Boboka moves forward. He's got Lasso available. He's going to try to make the jump at the silence immediately. Should be able to follow up, and he took the bait.
I mean, I wish he had some cast range, some ether lens or something, you know, he can't go in. If he walks too close, he just gets jumped as well. So instead, he just says, you know what, you're dead. I'm running away. I'm not gonna die for a Batrider.
Now we've got the Spoink online, and they're just perfect, right? You get a kill, you get the Wisdom Rune, get their Tormentor, and now you take a tower. Like, that's efficiency if ever I've seen it. They're gonna move towards this top lane, though. They see that nothing to say. It's gonna be up here. Gets the Dream Coil off. He's up top, though, now. So Thompson has to wait a moment. Ramsey's on the hunt. Trying to close the gap. Gets the silence off using that Orchid. It's a little bit more damage. The silence will get traded right back to him, as now X Nova... I don't know, he must have TP'd over to that one little outpost, but...
Yeah, X Nova actually just legged it over there. He had good game read. He goes for a TP out now. He sensed that the fight is going to be on the other side of the map, so he was there in case something backfired, but Queen using that Illusion Rune to stay safe. Such a nice item to have when you're split pushing like this.
Alright, well Pierre has the Phylactery online working towards the Conda.
Yeah, the burst
I just love looking at
Morphling.
these 3 bracers over on Soxa. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean the stats are crazy. Even added a belt of strength now, has the pupil's gift as well. So 1810 HP right now. Quite a lot for a ranged support.
All right, they're smoked up over on the side of G2.iG. They use a scan. They know that Tundra's down here. Do not have Pure at this time. They're positioned in a manner that seems like almost that they know what's coming or they wanted to make a move. But look at this, they're already just backing out. No one's showing on these lanes. Lanes are decently pushed out too, so
Yeah,
a little bit telegraphed. I like that the courier's sitting up top here.
Yeah, just checking for vision, checking if anything happens, you know, dewarding with them. And we have a smoke running out now on the side of G2iG, so they're gonna fall back. Didn't get the jump they wanted. Batrider always hunting, looking for something. They actually swap in a new smoke, so I think they're gonna try again here on G2iG. At the same time, Tundra smoking up. Let's see.
I like that they're standing up on this high ground. I'm like, okay, if they're going for like a Roche play or something, you know, let's wait a minute, toss out an arrow for a little bit of vision. Thompson is gonna run into nothing to say. Jumps in, not going to be able to quite connect. So they're just gonna try to back out. Ramses though, he's got that blink dagger, finds nothing to say. Solar flare comes out. They've got the lasso, but they just don't seem to have the damage right now. As though there they'll be able to follow up. BKB over on Ramses, putting the damage over onto Boboka. As he's trying to get out. Arrow not gonna be able to quite land, but there it is. They'll grab him, and now they're going after JT. The hunt is on. The clicks are there, and that's just a very dead Kunkka.
Clean fights. They get some nice jumps there, force out some reaction. The Batrider lasso there was more to save than to initiate, really. So not the jump that he wants. He wants to ideally get a grab over onto the Morphling or even get the puck would be the targets that he's really happy to get. And grabbing the DK, what are you gonna do? You can't really kill the man.
I mean, they tried, but pretty difficult.
Ramses has been solidly in the lead here in net worth the entire game, just absolutely flash farming. And this is, he's 2,000 gold ahead of the puck. He's even 1,000 gold ahead of the Morphling with Midas played by Pure. That tells you how fast Ramses has been farming this game.
It's farming, and it's also like, you look at the amount of kills that he's been involved with. Like, this man has 13 across the board, right? 3 kills, 10 assists. Like, it's pretty much almost every single kill.
Yep. He has great participation, and using that red facet, even though he's fighting a lot, the red facet allows him to also farm very quickly in between that, so he can still shove these lanes. He has more CS than anybody else on the map. He's going for a Bloodthorn coming up next, almost completed, 150 gold, and he will have the entire thing. That will add a lot of damage output for him.
Honestly, Ramses is looking like a core right now, or not a core, but like a position 1 Dragon Knight. Well, at the rate that he's going. Plus the fact that you've got, you know, Mirana only adds the like 50%, I think, to her allies with the solar flare.
Yep.
Or not, yeah, 50% of the bonus, but like it shows like that buff.
Yeah, she still gives a ton of attack speed and a ton of damage, so they have great heroes to utilize that. Every single hero on Tundra takes a lot of benefits from the solar flare. All of them are right clickers.
Ramses tanky up here is gonna go right up top. Just finished off the Bloodthorn too, so he's exceptionally scary. Especially for the, you know, nothing to say already. Does not like silences, but also Monet. This is very spooky stuff. And again, he's just being allowed to hit this tower all by himself. The rest of the team will join him, but had no fear that entire time that he's gonna get jumped by anyone from the side of G2.iG.
Yeah, G2X, they are just playing the rest of the map, trying to split push a bit mid with Queen of Pain, using her shard as well to clear creep waves faster. She does have the Dagon, Orchid, and Kaya, but she desperately needs some safety in these fights. Bottom, we see a jump on the Kunkka.
Here's the Dream Coil. Do you have the Omni Knight nearby? He's gonna try to teleport out. Should be good. Can they grab themselves the Omni Knight? Nah, not gonna be able to. So they will both make it out. A-okay.
X-Nova with good positioning again, just in the right place to save his friend, but these are no wins for G2iG. They survived.
Oh no, nothing to say. Oh. Speaking of no wins for IG.
Yeah, that ward on mid. He's gonna probably know that there's a ward there now, but that was a beautiful arrow by Saxa, showing why he's known for his Mirana.
I mean, I'd say we're starting to hit, you know, that timing. If things had gone perfectly well for IG, but now it definitely feels like they're on the back foot, right? Because this Terrorblade did not get what he was hoping for during laning. And of course, Queen has just been like just non-stop hunted down. She's got 4 deaths. What's the play here for IG?
Well, like the timing we were talking about earlier was that around minute 30 or 35, I thought that Tundra's draft would be stronger at that point.
Oh,
so,
okay.
We're heading to the timing where everything is closing, basically. Yeah, you have a TB, he's a strong late gamer, but all these cores are scaling so well on Tundra, whereas you don't really have the same thing going on. G2.iG, they needed to get a lot of pushes done with TB, and we have yet to see a single tier 2 tower go down for Tundra. So they need to try and maybe bait with the TB, get something done. Bottom, he's going pretty aggressively.
It's so scary with you have the amount of, Monet. Okay, he's got to immediately pop up meta. The follow-up, though, and there's just so much damage being dished out. So onto the back lines. Ramsey's just in, like, with 4 different heroes. No fear. Arrow's going to connect over onto Monet. Can they burst him down? Do they have it? Yes, they do. Bubba next on the list. And now JT, he is caught in the no man's land as he is just ripped apart by Pure, and they call the GG. They've had enough on G2.iG.
Yeah, they know. They can't really turn this one around. Then beautiful play by Tundra. Their supports were on point this game. The early rotation up to top, the double